Hey guys, welcome back. It's Pep here. You're watching The Sentinel, and today I'm doing something different. Obviously, I'm filming this outdoors, and it's probably appropriate. It's actually the last day of winter here. It is a beautiful winter's day in Melbourne, and spring's around the corner. And one note in perfumery that I often think about when it comes to spring is vetiver. It's not just a spring kind of note or accord or ingredient. It's one note though that I had never heard of until I actually got into perfumes and fragrances, and I've got quite a few fragrances in my collection where vetiver is the main note or accord, and in particular the four I've got here. And I guess really all I want to do is spray them on some strips and talk about how they're different. And obviously the other ingredients in each of these perfumes are going to make each scent distinct from one another, but I guess it's a good way to see how many different vetiver scents there are, and also how it interacts with other ingredients, I guess. And again, I'm only going to look at four from my collection, and there I know that I'm missing out. I have not even tried a lot of really famous or well-known vetiver scents, and I'm keen to try some more because I have grown to really like it as a note in perfumery. And some of my favourite fragrances have vetiver as their main ingredient. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Alright, so what I've got today, I'm gonna spray some Encre Noire à l'extrême, and I've got, of course, the wonderful Tom Ford Grey Vetiver here in EDP form. I have my beloved Timbuktu by Lattice and Parfumé, and in this little sample atomizer I have some of Guerlain's Vetiver Extreme. So it's not the original plain old vetiver. This is Vetiver Extreme, and I want to preface anything by saying I actually haven't tried the original, just the plain vetiver. So what I'm going to be smelling here is supposedly an extreme version, and I haven't read up on any differences between this and the original vetiver. Not to be confused with Creed's original vetiver. So I'll just spray them on here on some strips, and I might cut this out and then just have a little bit of a sniff and talk about the differences. Okay, so having sniffed them all, it's very interesting what I've noticed just off the paper strips, of course. Now, the vetiver in Timbuktu, compared to something like Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, the first thing that I noticed between these two is that Timbuktu is a lot, for want of a better description, juicier, and that could be because this has a mango note in there, which probably just accentuates that vetiver and makes it a moist rather than a dry, earthy. It's a moist, earthy vetiver in Timbuktu, whereas the vetiver in Grey Vetiver is a very clean, dry vetiver, accentuated by the citrus on top. And I think there's a bit of orange in the EDP. There's definitely citrus. So although you do notice the vetiver straight away, the way it interacts with the other ingredients, and this goes for all other perfume ingredients obviously, but we're focusing on vetiver today, make these two very distinct fragrances, and I like them both because they each do their own thing. Now, when I was sniffing the Guerlain Vetiver Extreme, this is definitely, compared to the other two, a heavier vetiver, if you like. Now, I'm not familiar with the other ingredients that are in the Guerlain, but it's certainly a heavier fragrance and a more musty kind of vetiver. And when you compare it to the smokiness of the Encre Noir vetiver, even though this Encre Noir, the à l'extrême, has a similar weight to it, it's different because of the smoke they use. And certainly in the Guerlain, the vetiver really is the dominant accord, and to be honest, I struggle to pick up other things. I'm sure that there are there, but it's actually really lovely, and probably need to get more of this. But the Vetiver Extreme certainly accentuates the vetiver, makes the vetiver the star of this composition, and it's certainly a lot mustier and in some ways dirtier vetiver than any of the other ones I've tried here today. And I like them all. The Vetiver Extreme is actually really nice. It's impressed me. So just a short video, because I just kind of wanted to start looking at different notes in perfumery, and especially for my own self-knowledge, starting to learn a bit more about them. But the point of this video hopefully is that you'll interact with me, leave comments about your favorite vetiver fragrances, even if you want me to start exploring other notes in fragrances and how they're used. And this is just a perfect example of 4 vetiver dominant fragrances and how they are all different. And obviously, it's all part of the perfumer's skill in putting that composition together. It's now one of my favorite notes in fragrance, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about this, leave a comment. If I need to do a follow-up video with anything that I've missed out, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.